Day 41. Okay, so I spent the night at Lightning's place. Oh my God, he fed me so much. Look, I have a bit of through hiker going on, through hiker hunger going on, because it took me 2 tries to finish that plate. It was ribs and rice and corn. Tasty. He says he's gonna hit with a huge breakfast too. I'm the only one here, so I think he's trying really hard. But real nice guy. He totally reminds me of a character from Guardians of the Galaxy. Yeah, but I dig him. He's a nice guy. He went well out of his way for me, driving me around, getting me a resupply, to pick me up to and from the trail, all for under $60, man. Laundry service, the whole 9 yards. Yeah, duh. So I'm gonna throw this guy's stuff on gut hooks because he's not on there yet, for the Gap and whatnot. Be like, hey, people, this is a nice cheap alternative. Yeah, because everybody's staying in. The other guys that got picked up with me, they all had a bed and breakfast waiting for them. I was like, nah, I can't afford a bed and breakfast, man. I'll stick with you. I'll stick with you. There's supposed to be others, but yeah, it was just me. He says he'll be dropping me off back on the trail like 7 or 8 or so after a big breakfast. Hopefully not too big, I do like a breakfast, but I hike into a breakfast, try to hike like 10 miles or so and then devour a breakfast. It's hard to wake up and have hunger going on, especially when I probably still have a bunch of ribs in my belly. Oh, problems I have. We'll get back out to the trail and do a little walk, and the weather is nice right now, man. The stars are shining, so I'm pleased. Get out and bust out some more miles. We're headed to the NOC. While I was unable to fix my pole while I was here because I just never got to a hardware store, I never walked through town or anything. He doesn't have a hiker box here, but he does have like a hiker thing of odds and ends, and there happened to be an adjustable pole in there, carbon fiber, because I'm fancy. As far as I can tell, it works. I went outside and I put pressure on it and stuff, and it didn't collapse. So I'm going to carry 3 poles, which is kind of funny because I did that through this section last time. From Hiawassee out, I carried 3 poles all the way to Damascus. So here I am again doing the same thing. Except hopefully I fix my other pole before Damascus. But nice to have something to back up in the meantime. I didn't want to keep using sticks. I mean, Sticky 3 was pretty good. It was an unfortunate loss. But, hey, we're good. We're past that now. We'll find something to fix that stick, because that stick has sentimental value to me. It hiked the AT and the PCT with me. Part of the CDT before it died, or the other one died. Now this one is. They're both lost causes. You can be fixed and resurrected. I won't leave you behind, man. I got you. So Lightning's dropped me back off at the trail. It's probably a little after 8. This water, all the locals kept coming here and grabbing this, and I was talking to them about it. And yeah, they said they've had this water tested and whatnot. You don't have to filter it. They've been drinking it forever. One guy has an expensive filtration system and still drives up here because he's like, this just tastes better. I was like, I might as well grab some. Ooh. Oh my God, I'm so stuffed. The omelet he made for me was massive. Thanks, brother. Oh, I'm hurting a little bit. Oh, I'm going to sit on a cinder block and have a little safety meeting and whatnot. Get ready for the walk ahead. I've changed my mind. I'm going to the trail right over there and have me a little meeting because the sun is shining in that spot. And I was like, oh man, I'd rather sit in the sunshine. It's not a cold day, but it's definitely not warm yet. But you can tell it will be. Oh man, you can't see what's coming over that edge right there. This is just a little, little game. It's gotta be a real bitch for blind and or deaf people. How do they do these parts? I don't trust them. People are coming up on me fast. Oh, that's a nice one. Goes right into this culvert. Still comes out the other side nice. I, for the first time, have straps on both of my poles. So I could go into super serious mode if I wanted to. I'm not gonna. I'm gonna use the straps a bit, but I'm gonna focus on working out. I have been slacking since I got to this trail. So I was going slow at first, then broke a pole. So I'm just gonna focus for a while on getting a nice good workout while I'm out here. The straps do slow me down in recording because every time I want to record, I gotta take my hand out of a strap And anything that slows me down at all makes me lazier. So just the act of having to take my hand out of the strap and then hand my pole over makes me less likely to record. Whew. But if there's anything interesting, you know I'll stop. I like how low they put this sign. I swing low too. You gotta love that. Now, don't think I didn't take the opportunity to take a picture of my dick swinging at Swinging Dick Gap. Let's hope I remember not to add that one to the video. YouTube would not appreciate that. But don't always preview what I'm pushing out, so just put mental note. I'm working on thumbnails here. So, can't always tell when there's a penis swinging in the picture. Okay, I'll remember. This tree fell into that one not too long ago, and I'm basing that on this guy. I was like, what broke that? You know, like it's up here to protect it. I can tell it's recently broke because it's got flowers on it and stuff. So, it was doing fine. And then I was like, oh, well, that tree is at an angle, but it looks like it's been at an angle for a while, but it just lifted the dirt, And this poor tree caught it. Now its neighbor's corpse will rot in its arms for the next decade or so. Really inconvenient. Well, it is quite a beautiful day. The birds are not really performing for me. I hear one here and there, like that guy. So I am going to, at the next place that I'm available to rest, convenient, I'm going to both take off my shirt and absorb some rays and listen to music. It's been a minute. Oh, I see a log laying over right up here. Yeah, perfect spot. Snowbird. Let's see what's going on there. Not expecting anything. It's weird you're going uphill to the gap. Is it downhill past the gap? No, I'll take that. This is a very rare event. There is a fork. One goes straight up the hill. The other one goes downhill. And the AT is the one that goes downhill. Don't get used to that. I don't often memorize people's clothing, but I believe that's neighbor up there. She had the yellow shoes, yellow pack combination. Oh, silver hair. Definitely. Well, she moves faster than I would have guessed. Good for her. Maybe she should carry less food because she still has a huge food bag. Maybe go into towns more often or something. Make the hike easier. I don't know. We'll chat. You know we will. It is a gorgeous day. I'm not sure if I forgot to just charge my MP3 player, I guess it is. I don't even know what it's called. It uses a mini disc, so they're really MP3s. But anyway, or maybe I broke it. I don't know. I haven't used it in forever, but it's not turning on, so maybe I just need to charge it. That's cool. I got birds now. Zone out, enjoy the bird song. The terrain is kind of fun. I can have 2 sticks again. And after those 2 huge meals, man, I think I got energy and reserves. there was a hiker named Iris going in the opposite direction, handing out stickers. She stickered me. I'm not exactly sure what it says. I didn't look at it. And it's in a position where I can't read it. But I'm sure it's religious based. And I'm going off the reaction neighbor had to that. Because she looked at it and she said she shut that shit down abruptly. No, I do not want one of those. You know, not mean or anything, but it was stern. You can tell she ain't putting up no shit. And that's why it seemed to make the lady happy. So I was like, yeah, put it right here. You know, and she just stuck it to me. Can I read it backwards? No, I still can't even read it. It's a weird angle. What am I advertising here? I don't even know. I'm that easy. There could have been LSD on this sticker. Man, I'm going to trip out. But dose me, man. I'll just have a good time. You ain't giving me enough to knock me out. Enough to have me shiver and scared in the woods somewhere. But not knocked out. Neighbor is a hard woman to help. So she says she's running low on battery. And she's still 2 days out from NOC essentially. And she's not sure if she's going to make it. She's like, something will happen. Which is totally my attitude on everything. So I totally respect that. But I'm like, well, I tell you what, give me your battery and that brightly colored bandana you have. And I'll carry your battery for a few miles and charge it with mine. And then I'll leave it right on the side of the trail in your bright bandana somewhere super obvious. And she was like, nah, I don't want somebody to steal my battery. But it turns out she has one of the huge ones. Nobody's going to take that thing, trust me. Nobody is. And I got a marker. I can write a little note. Nobody wants it. But then I was like, well, okay, you got one of those. I was like, well, I just fully charged mine last night. I was like, we can trade. Mine's new. Yeah, shit, I've been using it for, a month or so, but that's new. But now she's having none of that either. Strong, independent, I appreciate that, but well, how can you say no to that? Just trade batteries. You can't have sentimental attachment to that battery already. If anything, you're making out in the deal because I bet mine is newer and better. I mean, they're both anchors of the same size. I carry a couple size batteries. I have a lot of devices. Whoa. Back to working out. Yellow and white together. Ooh, man, tripping a lot lately. Registry. I have not been signed in any of those registries. Shelter logs, any of that. What else am I going to write? The Nightcrawler was here. Nobody cares. Plus, I don't want to touch that dirty poop pen. People go to the shelter to poop. And then they use that pen. Oh. Yeah, I could use some water. Nice. Take that back. There's water in another 2.5 miles. Might as well climb with what I got on my chest. And then fill up there. Only makes sense. Well, whoops. Yeah, I was walking along just in my own head, and I could have swore I heard a phone ringing, which is not a familiar sound to me because I do not often use my phone as a phone. So as I pull it out of my pocket, I instantly see those 3 numbers. Somehow I managed to dial 911 with my hip. And, dude answers, and I tell him everything's cool. But I thought my phone was in airplane mode and in my pocket all safe. But when I start sweating a little bit, my pocket becomes, I don't know, it works my touch screen. I need to do something about that. A thicker pocket would work. I've never sewn a pocket in before, but I think it's time. I need to figure that out. How hard can it be? There might very well be a fire tower up here. There's the markings for one on the map. I didn't click on it to see if it is actually one or just saying that it's the top of the mountain. But I'd like to think they wouldn't use that symbol unless there's actually a fire tower. Let us find out. There's a tower of some sort. I see the silhouette of what I believe to be. Oh, lizard. Okay. Sounded reptilian, the slither, I could tell. With a silhouette of what I believe to be a hiker in there, it nods. Most definitely. That looks like a good spot to have lunch. Wish I would have grabbed some water somewhere so I could filter it at the same time, but hey, I'll take a break later when I run into water. I was planning on doing 15 today, and that put me 10 away from the NOC. So I want 10 or less, but not too few, miles in to get a breakfast, because that is just my favorite thing to do. Cruise in, grab a breakfast, cruise back out. I'm not going to find great Wi-Fi there. I know it. And if there was, I'd have to pay for a room or something. I'm not going to do that. There's no reason to stay. I got a box coming in Fontana, so that's really the destination. But I don't find Wi-Fi there either. So I don't know what we're going to do. Gonna run out of video soon. Yeah, it's going to be a nice view. Wild. Why not? So, but John Byrne. I think that's Byrne. No. The man. Who was he? He was somebody that did some stuff. Because they built stuff and put his name on it, man. That is kind of cool. No clue what the purpose of this room would have been. So yeah, we were here back in the day. I got pictures of these pillars. It took me a while to figure out what I was looking at. But this place had burned last time, so all of this was burnt. So there was just these little chunks of burnt shit on all 4 corners, like an art installation is what I thought. I was like, what's going on? I was like here for a sunrise or something, man. We've got a tiny fire going on in Hunts. I hope we're headed in that direction. Cool view. Had lunch. The lady that put the sticker on my chest was here. She drove back here. And she told me that. She's like, I drove here. I was like, oh yeah, I know you did. Yeah, you were going in the opposite direction. And how could you possibly be as fast as me? I'm cruising at 2 miles an hour. Da, da, da. But she took all my garbage for me. Even though I did just pass a garbage can, I made more garbage while I was here. And I was like, I'm going to run it back down real quick. And she's like, I'll take it for you. It's like, awesome, thanks. Iris. Okay, let's cruise by this view and go back on hiking. I got my music to work, so I got some sort of 70s jam going on in my ear. I don't know what it is, but it's funky. Tramping through time, you ho. What the hell is that? Is that somebody's like primitive shelter lean-to? That's what that is, huh? Is this the trail? I don't know, man. I don't even know if I'm on trail now. I should probably check the map. That'd be smart. Oh, well, that's an interesting rock. I thought it was wood at a distance because it has such curvature going on. I was like, wow, that's like a huge old rotten tree stump. But no, it's rocks. Look at that curvature going on right there, man. Groovy. Takes a long time to bend a rock, man. Slow, steady pressure. I swear it's like freaking magic. Water just comes out from under this tree. I mean, perpetually. That's the trail right there. Going along. We got stairs, but there's just the water fountain under this tree. All like magic. Blows my mind. Wish I could trust it, but I gotta filter it. It's touched ground, technically. Yeah, filtering it. So I'm still 16 miles away from the NOC, and it's about 3 o'clock, so I need to speed up a little bit. I want to be like within 10 miles when I start off, so that, you know, I'm damn near guaranteed a breakfast. And we live a little bit of Nightcrawler nostalgia. You know, that was a night hike I did that I really felt like a hiker. You know, it was the first time I felt like really cool hikery was on that walk into the NOC. So I kind of want to relive that magic. Here's the shelter right down there. It's like the same style as the other ones. I do like that it has that little porch area in it, you know, built in. But unless it's 2-story in there, it does seem a waste of space. The porch area is just nice. So if it's raining, you can still mill about. You're not just stuck in the shelter. Already people set up. It is a little later in the day. I think it's like 3 o'clock or something. Maybe a little later. But I want to get myself set up for breakfast tomorrow, so I cannot stop yet. You know how important breakfast is to me. From that shelter on, man, was the most campsites I've seen around a shelter yet. It went on for like a good quarter mile after the shelter, just campsites after campsites. It's nice to have options. But you can definitely throw a party here. Yeah, I could use it now, but it's too late in the day. I still got another 5 miles or so to make. I don't have to, but I'm going to go until there's something around there. It's not a strict plan. We know how I am. But if I fuck around and don't do enough miles today and I miss out on breakfast tomorrow, I'll be mad at myself. Because breakfast at some places does end at specific times. Some places as early as like 9, man. Never. I don't necessarily want to be the first one there again. It wouldn't bother me. I'd sit out there and make my own coffee. Yeah, pre-game a little bit. I'm just tailgating out here waiting for you guys. It's convenient when the little view is right off the trail. Yeah, I was probably up there. Feels about right, yeah. It's hard to tell, all these hills look the same. All right, we're confused. There's Burning Town. This is Burning Town Gap. But when we were up in the fire tower, we could look over and see there's a fire. And the guy says, well, I looked on Google and I can see that Burning Town is in that direction. So like, is that a town that's just always burning? What's going on there? And there's that one in Pennsylvania that's always burning, but it's underground. But it's always burning. I don't remember Burning Town. Be new to me all over again. Well, we are making the decision to pass this one up. Even though it's magic and coming out of nowhere, nice little flow. In 3 miles is very low flow, it says. You'll need a leaf. But that's 3 miles over a hill. I don't have to carry it. I plan on camping somewhere in that area. It's about a mile, give or take, before the road. Puts me in a real good position to get in for breakfast. I don't believe there's any reason to stay at the NOC. So, check for some Wi-Fi and whatnot, be disappointed, and leave. That's the plan. Right now I am exactly 15 miles from where I started today. I just happened to check right at the 15 mark. And it's only 4:38. Everything I do from here on out is bonus miles. So T-minus 10 miles to breakfast. Trail leads right by the shelter. At least I think I'm still on trail. I didn't notice any blue blazes or anything. Maybe I should cook here and then travel on. Well, not much to this one. Log cabin style, rather old. But like right on the ground, man, anything's coming in to get you. Oh, there's more camping. There's a little map to it. Umbrella if I needed one. Man, people, how long do you spend carving your name in this? Jeebus, this probably was before the internet, though. All right, we got another lazy man's view. See, I will go to these. Hey, you got a fire down there. Is that the same fire? I bet it is. Doesn't look nearly as intense as it did before. And I have to assume with the proximity to houses and such, and no helicopter activity, that it is indeed prescribed. Just look how close the houses are. It hunts. Yeah, they're pretty much all around it. And you know, those aren't poor people's houses. So we wouldn't be able to see them from here for one thing. And they're all up on top of the hills. Everybody, the more money you have, the higher on the hill you can afford. Bottom of the hill is for those bottom hill people, the poor people, you flatland dwellers. And as Welcome to the Jungle is screaming in my ear, I'm reading the comments around the next gap and just looking for tent sites or campsites. And people are talking about having their gas line cut and their gas stolen at the park spot. At the next shelter up, there's menstrual pads, used needles. A guy threw up all over the place about a week ago. All over the shelter. Like, it is contaminated, don't come here. So, yeah, I want to be a little human aware for the next few miles. I was planning on getting into the gap, but... Oh, are you a cockroach? You are. But I don't want to be in the gap if it's, you know, got used needles and tweakers and such. So I'll probably grab my water and then start looking for a spot. And I am just at 10 miles away. I thought I was less than 10 miles away from the NSC, but right now I'm right about the 10-mile spot. So maybe I'll wake up a little earlier than the usual, just to make sure I get there on time. You learn to live like an animal in the jungle, wherever play you got to. Rocky Bald. Does not sound like a good place to hammock. I'm not even going to go look at it. Two words imply that there's crappy hammocking up there. Plus I need water. My water drop on the map is less than a half mile down this way. That's more important. Because if it's not there, the next water's like 3 miles up. Pretty low on water, so you know, I'd be uncomfortable, but I ain't gonna die. And we got hours before the sun sets. So yeah, I'm probably just gonna keep cruising for a while. Do all the gnats show up? I mean, there's a bajillion of them in my face right now. I haven't had a single one go in my eyeball yet, so you know, that's cool, but...
Not a big fly, like a moderate fly my eye. Wasn't a gnat though.
Direct in your eye? Yeah.
Yeah, kind of. It got like...
Not one yet. You got the slow trickle off the leaf. Better than nothing. Technically, I don't even need to filter this. It's coming right out of there, but I am anyway. I got the time. The campsites that I'm headed to is only, you know, just ahead, 0.2 or something. At least I'm going to check it out. Might stop off there. Just met some kid. I don't remember what his name is, but real young dude. I'm guessing teenager by looks, but he's huge, so it's hard to tell. But kids are big nowadays, man. All them hormones in the meat or something. But yeah, just by the way he's talking, I'm guessing he's like 18 or 19 maybe. So I'm going to impart some wisdom on this kid. I am educational at the same time. Not just comedic value. I am educational somewhat.